What up, witches? And welcome to Witchin the Bitchin podcast. I'm your host, Darren. And you've lost it! Yes, I broke it! No, what up, witches? Welcome to Witchin the Bitchin podcast. I'm your host, Darren.
And I'm Vicky. How are you all today? See, it just did not sound right. And then I couldn't, because I was laughing, I couldn't get the deep voice out. It was like, it's just gone.
So I was putting on my love songs and dedications for Richard Mercer. No, I was giving you my nice and deep,
seductive, husky voice.
No, in all seriousness. So what are we talking about today, Vicky?
I wonder. So we're talking about love and sex magic.
But first of all, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. You have to finish it. No more. Yeah, so we are actually talking about love and sex magic. So on today's show, we thought we'd bring, we originally planned to do this around Valentine's Day. It's now March.
We missed that boat a little
It's
bit.
okay though, because
because love can be around all the time.
Yeah, you don't need a specific day to do love magic or sex magic and to love someone.
And you don't need to be told that I can only do it on this day.
No.
This is the day when we show people that we love them and whatever.
Oh, the obligatory buying of things.
Yes. So
not dissing on anyone that's into Valentine's Day.
No, of course totally not. I'm like, yes, if you love it, go for it. It's great. Yeah.
And I thought I'd wear my nice little love heart t-shirt.
I do. I love it. And it's red. You've got the whole vibe happening there. I love it. And for those who are on YouTube, you can see the beautiful little altar setup, which I knew would not come down. I knew that you would keep that there.
No, I've changed.
Well, you've adjusted it. You've adjusted it.
Yeah, I've adjusted it to be specific about love. So I've got rose petals. I've got a nice red candle that smells sweet like berries because we want to attract that sweetness into our life. Yes. We've got some rose quartz. Even my goblets have little roses around their head. So it's like all the rose. Oh,
the rose. Yeah. Isn't that the one? The rose is always associated with it.
Yeah. Do you know in gay... Beautiful. I was going to say there's some rosebuds, but in gay man speak, a rosebud is something very different. It's your asshole. That's your rosebud.
My brain just went boom. Oh, no.
You can't come back from that. No, just kidding. So let's get down to business because this is going to be the longest intro ever.
Yeah, ever. Oh, I don't know. We're pretty good with intros.
So what is love?
I don't know. What is it? What is love? What is love magic?
What is love magic?
Yeah. And often we think of it, when we do think of it, we think of it as, I guess, a partner or a lover or something like that.
Love spells and all that other stuff. Yes. And it's usually the first thing people ask, oh, can you do love spells?
Yes, isn't it? That's one of the...
Yes, we can do love spells. But they often don't realize what a love spell truly is.
Yeah, that's right. Because you've also got to be very careful what you wish for. Because it might just come through.
It's like that, was it Practical Magic?
Yes.
That they did a love spell. If you haven't watched Practical Magic, firstly, why not? Secondly, go watch it.
Oh no, was it a love spell? Yes, it was.
Yeah. They wanted to. They created their perfect man.
Yeah.
It's with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. Yeah, and then it never went the right way. Like it was all a bit twisted and weird. Some of the things stuff.
It went a bit wrong. So yeah, there's always that aspect to it as well. I guess be careful what you wish for. But yeah, what are some of like I said, we usually think of it as a partner or a lover, but love magic can go far beyond that, can't it?
Mm-hmm. And even just when we were doing research for this particular topic, like there are so many different avenues you could use for love magic. My favorite is to focus on self-love.
Yes.
So, because, not to quote RuPaul, but if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Love that.
You need to start with loving yourself because as we know, we're all multidimensional. I'm just kidding. No, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Yeah. So we are ultimately all of our cells, our atoms are made up of positive and negative neurons. And like attracts like. So the more positive vibes we're putting out there, the more loving vibes we're putting out there, the more we're going to attract that into our lives.
And that's right. And then we're going to attract the type of partner that we want as well. We're going to be able to put our best self forward.
Yeah.
As well, to be able to attract that person that can complement, for want of a better word, I guess. But
to complement us, yeah.
Complement us.
I mean, I honestly do believe that that's one of the main reasons why my relationship with Chris has lasted so long is because we are opposites in every way. Like, I'm Cancerian, I'm a warm and fuzzy, clingy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
touchy-feely, like da 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 da. He's the most
No.
like, do not touch me. I don't want a massage. What is this hugging all about? What are
Get
these
there.
emotions?
Get there.
Like, aloof pat on the back, like, you know. So, but like in all honesty, over the period of 16 years of our relationship, like his hard edges have kind of softened a little,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
my softness has kind of hardened a little. I've kind of got a bit more of a shell around me, not so
Yeah.
hard on my sleeve as I used to be.
And see, that's
So
the
there's that
beautiful
aspect of it
thing
as
that
well.
like
Yeah.
you learn from each other,
Yeah.
and it can adapt and change and move forward from there. But yeah, I agree. I think the biggest, and even though it sounds cliche, but self-love is actually probably the biggest basis for love magic, really, to get a
Yeah.
good result.
Well, I do this in coaching as well, even out in the mundane world outside of magic. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always helping my clients. I do this with my clients when I'm coaching them. Also for relationship coaching, it tends to focus on the self, not on the other person. People
Yep.
think they come to a relationship coach for where you're going to fix the partner.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm going to fix you.
That's
'cause
right.
They are just a projection of what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
And
It's
anyway, so then also in like when I'm doing meditation classes at the gym, like
Yep.
actually on that note, last night we did one, and it was all
Yes.
about like I got them to bring up the image of a mirror, and they did an exercise that I make my coaching clients do in their mind's eye, telling themselves they love themselves. So we just repeated the "I love you," "I'm sorry," "I forgive you," and "thank you," and they had to repeat that in their
Such a
mind's eye,
powerful
and it was
thing.
like I actually choked up when I was saying the
Yeah.
words.
I was going to say, like, that is a really powerful thing, because I guess in our modern society or whatever now as well, that we aren't always, we're kind of taught that that's selfish
Yeah.
to love yourself or whatever,
Yeah.
that it's not really a thing. But to be like going back to that RuPaul comment, like, you have to, I love that, by the way.
Yeah.
It's still one of the
course.
best things, one of the best things, that you can't love somebody else if you don't truly love yourself,
No.
because all of those things are going to come out in the relationship or whatever.
Every little drop of self-loathing is going to
Yeah.
manifest in front of you.
Yeah.
And then so but yeah, so no, I definitely think that self-love is probably the most
Self-love.
important things.
Yeah.
Like, okay, just touching that. Obviously, we're not going to be going too deep on all these topics
No.
because this in itself is a massive topic.
Could be
Yeah.
huge.
Huge. We're just giving a little drop, and then we'll see if there's something specific you want us to go back and revisit. Let us know. Send us a message or whatnot. Like
We love all that stuff.
we've actually been getting a lot of messages lately, which is
It's
great.
We love that.
Because we get more interaction with you all. But anyway, so let's talk about self-love. So Vicky, I know you've got a couple of little things that one can do.
Things. Yes, just a few little things.
Let's kick us off.
Yes. So there's a few different little, I guess, ways you can do it. I guess little rituals or spells or whatever that you can do. So something that's really great is like a magical bath. That's one where you can really get in there. You can add your different herbs or
essential oils,
I mean, even moon water and things like that. You can add it, make a whole ritual out of it.
Even
like
just bubbles.
Candles. Yeah, bubbles. Everybody loves bubbles. Yeah. I love
Except,
bubbles.
side note, if you have a jet bath like I do.
Don't do that. No.
Lots
and lots of
Forgot that I put the bubble stuff in there, and then I put the jets on, and oh my God.
It's the craziest
bubbles
thing.
Everywhere. It looked like, you know when you were a kid and you used to put like a beard on yourself, like Santa.
The Father Christmas beard.
Yeah. There was bubbles everywhere. Anyway,
so go easy on the bubble bath.
Easy on the bubble bath.
Go easy on the bubble bath. But it's kind of a form, I guess, of glamour magic, or making yourself feel more attractive, more confident, helping to maybe get rid of any of those little insecurities and things like that, because confidence is sexy, like all of that. Like when you feel good,
yeah,
that's it. And like when you feel good, then you can that projects out there. So there's lots of little ways you can do it. So there's the bath. You could make a perfume or a scent or something that you wear, a cream that you can, if you use like a I know
we're giggling.
I'm so sorry
because
we are so childish.
For transparency, when we were planning this episode, we were writing down the order that we want to talk about things, and Vicky mentioned you could do a spritz and then make a face cream, and my brain just went in typical gay boy fashion. Like, I'm a boy. What else spritzes but the penis? and then turning that into a face cream. And I was just like, ugh! Like, I mean, look, okay, look, we are sex positive, meaning that we don't want to degrade anyone. Some
No, no,
people
no,
are
no,
into
no.
that.
That's
Some
okay.
people are into that, and that's
okay.
fine.
That was
Just not what you were talking about.
That's not what I was talking about. I personally meant if you had, see now everything I say now is gonna is just gonna add layers to it. Really,
Do you know what? Like, this is funny though. This just shows, like, because if, like, just pausing for a moment, in the astrological chart, so my sun sign is Cancer, my Venus, which controls my love life, is in Cancer as well, so I'm all like the warm and fuzzies and
All
I
the
need to love and
fuzzies.
whatever. My Mars sign, which is about my lust, is in Scorpio.
Oh,
You know that Scorpio's into some freaky deaky shit.
yeah.
And then my Lilith, which is all my suppressed stuff, is in Pisces. So it's all about that spiritual connection with lovemaking and whatever else. Like, so I want the love, I want the whips and chains, and I want the spiritual connection, baby.
I was gonna say you want the whole package.
I'm like, I'm all there. Like, I've got that freaky
not
undertone.
just one thing, it's the whole lot.
Whereas then this Gemini over here, she's like, I reckon we should always have a Vicky laughometer.
I laugh over it.
How many times I make you giggle with my little sexual innuendo jokes?
I was gonna say you're gonna make me do it all day today.
Anyway, I digress. Back to your spritzing and making face creams out of your spritz.
Making face creams. So, yeah, but it's one way that you could add it to if you already have like a body lotion or face cream,
hand cream,
hand cream, anything like that you use. Like you can create that into a little spell or a ritual of its own. Like before you go out, or you're going to do something that you might say a few words over it, just to help you with that confidence and all of those sort of things.
In the bedroom as well.
In the bedroom as well. It can be home or out.
Side note. What we're talking about is topical application.
Oh, yes.
Outside of the body.
And not on any sensitive areas.
Do not use magical herbs or creams or oils on your nether regions.
No, don't do that.
Boys, especially my gay boys, not in your anus area. Nowhere around the penis. This is completely just for non-sexual organ areas.
Yes. So like your face cream, your hands, maybe your arms.
It'd be unethical for us to,
Yes, that was a very good point to say that.
You don't need no freaky dicky romantic lube. No.
You need to really look that stuff up before you do anything to do with that, because they can. Please don't. So this, I'm just talking general.
What?
Cream. I don't know. I just have to look at you now, and now I'm laughing. So dream pillows. Is one.
Beautiful.
That's always a lovely one. A nice dream pillow. If you're into it and you make your own soaps and things like that, you can do the same kind of thing.
Pause for a moment. Circling back to the dream pillows, just for the layman or the people who don't really know what that is. Can you go into a little bit of detail what a dream pillow does?
Yeah. So a dream pillow it's usually like a little pouch, or basically a little baby pillow that you put onto. Hence the name. Funny. And it's usually got different herbs or different scents and things like that have some kind of magical purpose. So often it's to elicit dreams, or it could be a protection one. So in this one, you could be like dreaming. You could add herbs and things like that would help you foresee and dream of a lover, or all of those kind of things. So it's something that you sleep with it underneath your actual pillow or in your bed somewhere. And it's for usually when you're asleep. Of some description.
Work.
Yeah.
I like it.
So you can add that. I mean, there's always good old candle spells, which I love candle spells. So you can add different herbs or anoint them with different oils and things like that to bring it in. They're probably the main ones, a spritz or a spray, but I just thought it's a really cool thing to do if you make yourself a spray or a spritz or a cream or something like that you can put on before you go out or wherever you're going, just to help give you some confidence, get rid of some of that negativity. All of those sort of things. Or also one other aspect I think that's really important with it as well is to sort of have an open heart and that acceptance and that side of things as well, because we can say that we want all of these things and project all of these things, but that thing might come and sit us right in front of us and we keep looking the other way because we're not actually open to
which is why it's important to do, like, the aspect of love magic that I'm very much into is all about the self-love. It's all about healing any trauma around love, because remember, like, we learn what love is from our parents. And I know that they can be triggering for some people because some people may have not had the best relationship with their parents, but that's our first inkling of what love is the love that our parents give
Yeah.
us, and then our siblings, and then extended
Then it
family,
keeps
then
going
it
from
keeps
there.
ripples out from there. So if you had any form of traumatic experience or like a conflict of what is love in your family, like you may want to look into doing some self-love work or some healing work
Yeah.
around what your definition of love is, because I know some people that have straight out said to me, I don't believe in love. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, as a Cancerian, that
I was about to
hurts.
say, as a Cancerian, you're just like, oh my God, no.
What do you mean I love love? I love that love loves things. Like,
Love is all around.
yeah, I'm like the biggest, like, I'm a love
Love,
bunny. Like, I just want to hug everyone and I love all my friends. I literally have this practice, and this is ritualistic too.
Yeah.
I make sure that most of my phone conversations with people that I hold near and dear to me, I think I've even done it with you, Vicky, is that rather than saying goodbye, I'll say, love you.
Yeah.
And then I hang up.
Yep.
So, as much as it's going to sound morbid twist, plot twist, because
twist.
in case that's the last thing I ever say to that person,
Yeah. You want it to be.
I've left it with love.
Yeah.
Which
There's
is why I have the Chinese and Japanese symbol for love on my wrist, on my right wrist, because of the fact that I talk with my hands, so I see it a lot. And it's to remind me, it doesn't matter what life gives me, I give love back.
Give out. Oh, I love that. That's so good.
You love that I have a love tattoo?
I love that. I love that you have a love tattoo, but I love like that you give out, that's what it comes from the right, because it's giving out.
Yeah. But then actually, while we're on the topic of, if you don't mind me going in that.
I skipped over a little bit, sorry.
No, you didn't actually. So while we're talking about healing though, the other thing I think it's important for us to know is when it comes to healing, a lot of people out there might have a bit of a hang up about love and sex collectively because of societal pressures, societal norms, which is heavily based on Christian beliefs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because that's where a lot of society,
where it comes from. Yeah.
The dogmatic kind of, patriarchy talks about things. So with respect to that, if you go back in history, witches and spiritual leaders, we would honor like the fertility cycles, and like in the end of the day, like all forms of magic had some form of element of fertility of the land, fertility of the body, fertility of the, whatever. And so it was a way of the ancient, people were trying to convert us to Christianity. It was a way of them controlling that thing that is most sacred, which is love and sex, by making it a sin and saying it's shameful and that you shouldn't do it. So I know that I had to do a lot of healing of my own because I was raised in a Catholic household and love and sex were never spoken about. And I mean, I'm a boy, right? We all know that people masturbate. Like I would literally go through this whole spiral of like guilt. For self-pleasure.
Why would I feel? Yeah, that's it. Why am I so awful that I do this? Why do I need to do this? And like it's just this horrible cycle that we've kind of perpetuated in society to really create so much shame around it.
And I'm completely opposite now. Like as an adult, I'm completely sex positive. Like meaning that I don't find sex taboo. No. I don't find talking about sex taboo. Like I'm happy to have a conversation about your orgasm. Like it doesn't bother me. If you can have multiple, all the better for you. Hallelujah! Like,
hey.
like woohoo! I don't find it taboo because actually years before, like when I was at uni, I actually wanted to become a psychologist that specialized in gender and sexuality, but also to talk about people that were like sexual deviants versus people who are asexual. Like, because I find it so fascinating. Yeah. And I think love and sex needs to be talked about more and more. Let's normalize this shit.
And that's the thing, isn't it? We need to normalize these things because it's natural, like it's natural even beyond anything else. Like it's how we procreate as a species, I guess, beyond anything like that, that it's a natural thing. Like it's absolutely natural. And if it's something that's consensual and everybody's enjoying themselves, then there's nothing...
Great segue there, by the way.
Did you like how I did that?
Whilst we've been having a lot of fun and lots of giggles, we're going to get serious for a minute. Let's talk about ethics. When it comes to love magic and sex magic, number one rule should always be that any form of sexual act should always be between two consenting people. Yes. I won't even say adults because I know in every state in Australia, the age of consent is different and there's rules around that. So just if you don't know what they are, even if you are a minor and you're listening to our podcast, welcome. We're having adult conversation, but you can just Google what is the age of consent in your state and what are the rules around that, because you don't want to inadvertently get someone else into trouble, vice versa. But yeah, so it always has to be between two consenting adults.
Yeah.
So I know that, well, you probably know more about this stuff than I do, Vicky, when it comes to the traditional Wiccan
Yeah.
paths. Do we want to touch on the history of, because I
Yeah, we
guess
can.
Wicca is the basis of modern witchcraft.
I was gonna say it's probably is we like full transparent. We know that that is not the only tradition
No,
or anything
definitely
like
not.
that, but it is off. I guess out of all of them, it's probably the one that's mostly in the public eye.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of things are based around Wiccan practices and things like that. And I guess it is a fertility. It honors masculine and feminine, the divine union between them. So it is I guess a sex positive kind of tradition, but there is certain rites, especially through the degree system. When you're doing the degrees, there's the great rite, which is one of them, which is actually, it can either be done as a physical act of sex, or can also be done symbolically. So there is a lot of I guess sometimes that can get a little bit blurred at times, and there's a lot of things to do with that around it. But yeah, it is definitely, it's a part of it, but again, like everything, it's only one aspect of it, and it's not essential. Like it's not, you don't have to do it, you don't have to do anything to do with any of that. There is a symbolic way, and then there is a physical way, and usually when it is done in a physical way, it's often a lot of traditions will have partners within there, like could be already partners outside of the coven or whatever. So it's usually between, if it is done, it's usually done between people that are already together, for want of a better word, of whatever they are. So and it's done very privately, and it's all done as a full ritual. But yeah, again, the biggest thing with it though is that it's not essential. It's not a part of it. It's I'll be honest, I haven't had any kind of sacred sex to do with within my path or anything like that. It was actually something that scared me a little bit when I first started, when I first found out about it. I'm like, oh, fuck, what am I I'm gonna have to do what kind of thing. But then there's choices, there's always choices, and it's symbolic or physical. And I think the biggest thing with all of it is that people need to be informed at the beginning.
100%.
Need to be informed, because it is very much a part of certain traditions and a part of certain groups and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as people are informed and know that that's a part of those that group's workings outside of a group, so that you don't feel peer pressured into anything either. Like some people can't always speak up and say no when they don't want to do something if they're in around different people. So as long as it's everything's kept very, for want of a better word, above board and knowledgeable. Biggest thing is
because no means no. In the end of the day,
that's
means
what it
no.
is. Yeah, that's what it is. And you don't have to do anything. But yes, it is definitely a part of, especially through Wicca and things like that, it is a big part of it, but it's not actually, it's often fluffed up that it's like that's what it all is.
Yeah, that we're just some big sex craze cult, but no.
Like it's all a big orgy somewhere, and that's what it is. But it's
sign me up. Joking.
That's it. But that's not at all what it is. Most things, it's all symbolic. And
well, that's like also, so I know someone, I'm obviously going to remove names from this story for anonymity and out of respect of them, but basically I know someone who was involved in, it wasn't a coven, but they had someone that was teaching them about magic and about witchcraft and whatnot.
Yeah.
And this person, being in a position of power over them because they were learning from them, kind of used that power to their advantage and were very persuasive in trying to convince the person to do certain sexual acts with them that they weren't necessarily comfortable with, but they said that it was necessary in order for them to advance in their own evolution in their craft, and to be initiated, or to go to the next level, or to fully embrace the goddess and god and all this other stuff. And so much so that this person was trying to convince them that they needed, this is by the way two men, because obviously I'm a gay man, and they were trying to convince them that they needed to do unsafe sex practices because they needed to receive like, I don't need to go into gay sex in great detail, but you know that obviously gay sex, it's anal sex and things like that, that they needed to receive the god in their male version of the goddess, which is the anus, which is like, I mean, I'm sex positive. If you want to bareback and do all that stuff, that's fine.
That's it.
But to
Again,
convince another person to do something that they
yes.
don't feel okay with is not okay.
That's the part that's not okay. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not that we're shaming anybody
No,
or
not at
anything
all.
like that, that it's a part of it, because it is a part of it, and that's fine. And the biggest thing, I guess, that we're trying to say is that, again, it's that consent. It's about people that are informed and they have a choice whether they want to be a part of that or not. And it is, and the biggest thing is that it's not a necessary part. You do not have to. And it's something you do need to be aware of, unfortunately, where power, that balance of power with a teacher, I think sometimes people don't take it as seriously as it is. If you're somebody's teacher, it's a very sacred act, and there isn't it's unbalanced. There isn't that balance of power. It is unbalanced, so that they can use that as a weapon to manipulate people into things. So it's super sad that we have to talk about it, but
it's important.
Unfortunately, it really is something that people need to be aware of, and you need to just know.
And we've always said from the get-go that we were going to bring things that were often talked about in secret into the forefront, which is why we're bringing it up. Because there are some witches that don't realize that it's part of some traditions. So it's perfectly acceptable for you to ask. If you're going into a new tradition, just ask them. Just say, is there any sex magic or any initiation requirements that are required in order to come into this thing? And they need to tell you.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't just surprise. You need to have sex with us. So as long as it's all consensual and everything like that,
it's all up front from the beginning. That it's all up front from the beginning. But just know that there is nothing you have to do.
But I mean, if you want to, go for it.
Yeah,
have fun.
That's it. That's fine. But yeah, we're just talking a bit more on the fact that
the ethics.
Please be aware. Yeah, be aware, and that ethics side of things, especially to do with sex magic, because there's so much around it.
Segueing a little bit just to kind of change topic. But like another thing that came from Wiccan principles, but I have often still kept this, even though I don't associate myself as being Wiccan per se. But the whole concept of perfect love and perfect trust.
Yeah.
Like it's the basis of all magic. So you could arguably say that all magic is love magic.
Yeah, that's it, because it's coming from a place of love. Yeah. Perfect love and perfect trust.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, it is. And it is. And it's such a...
I love love.
I know. I realize how much I say love. I love that.
I love that. I love that.
It's a lovey person. That's not very Gemini of me.
I think I could actually make like a mashup of every time you said, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
Like, could you imagine that? That would be
oh my God, it would. Imagine how long it would be.
It would go for like a whole episode easily. But it is a wonderful, even if you're without, like, you not necessarily follow a Wiccan path or anything like that, it is actually just a lovely kind of axiom to live your life by a little bit as well, outside of magic.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect love and perfect trust.
Yes. Only because we've mentioned a couple of star signs, do we want to give a little bit of a tidbit about the star signs when it comes to love?
Yes.
Okay, there's two aspects to this. This is just a little rundown. And by the way, I've done some research. This isn't my words, but I'm going to add my little spin on it as well. You know that, right? Wow. It's just my opinion. So you don't have to take this too seriously. Like you can, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
I'm going to throw a little bit of shade on all the star signs. I was about to say,
it's a little bit of fun.
Yeah. I have to, because it's like all in tongue in cheek, because we're watching a bitch in the end of the day.
That's it.
So now there's several ways you can talk about this. So there's the sun sign. So what sun sign you are. So where your sun is. So what star sign you call yourself. That will obviously have a play as to what your undercurrent or what your take on love or sex is. But then there's also in your natal chart. So it's important to notice where there's two main ones and then one sub one that we'll talk about later. So there's the two main ones where Venus is. So Venus is obviously connected to Aphrodite. So it's the goddess of love. So that's how you perceive love, wherever Venus is. So which star sign Venus sits in your natal chart. And then there's also where Mars is. So Mars is the otherwise Aries, as in not Aries the star sign, Aries the god. So Mars is where your lust and that power and control and all that sits. So like the freaky deaky side. Or just the lustful, like, throw them on the bed or throw them up against the wall,
I was gonna say that
chain them to something. You know what I mean? Like the lustful sex rather than, love making. Yeah. But then you also, you do have Lilith, and where Lilith is supposed to be your like suppressed.
That's suppressed, isn't it?
Suppressed parts of yourself. But let's not touch on Lilith. We'll just keep it simple because we've already got.
I was gonna say, let's just keep it up high.
So.
Sorry.
So for Aries, Aries energy is brave and bold and will express itself in relationships as the natural adventurer. Ooh. So Aries love will want to share the adventure with a partner. but may have a problem if not taking the lead.
Oh.
The Aries appetite for adventure includes the bedroom as well. If you're partnered with Aries energy, go with the adventure when you can and explain your boundaries when you can't. Boundaries are
Oh,
important.
boundaries are
You
very
must
important.
always have a safe word.
Yes, always have your boundaries.
Yes. So Taurus, Taurian energy expresses love through the material world. Gifts, particularly sensual gifts and luxuries, are signs of love. So are handcrafted, heartfelt items. Sharing the gift of art and music is important to Taurians, since the energy is so involved in material possessions. Those with lots of Taurus energy often express love through food and music, but may have a hard time saying it.
They're expressive but can't actually say
Express it in other ways, food and
yep.
music, and like giving you the whole the
Yes.
sensation.
Yeah.
So Geminis, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. A Gemini love nature will express itself through words and poetry. Although the words "I love you" may be very important to say and hear for the Gemini person, they can often be hard to say or viewed by others as just words. Words are the method of expression for this energy. Learn to appreciate them. Do you like a bit of poetry?
I do like a bit of poetry, actually.
Yeah? Are you quite poetic yourself? Do you express yourself through poetry or not really?
I do, but I don't share it.
I don't share. Just in secret.
Just in secret.
Okay.
Secret.
Now moving on to me. So we've got Cancer. Cancer is the energy of the nourisher, and those with a Cancer love nature will be caretakers and nurturers. The energy is very home-oriented and tends towards nesting and domestic bliss, but can be very emotionally sensitive and protective. Making food is a sign of affection. Some people experience this energy as overly mothering, or some people call us smothering. Yeah. Now with Leo, Leo is the sign of the entertainer, the showman. Leo energy likes to be the center of attention, regardless of profession, and will use jokes, stories, and the like to entertain a lover or partner. Leos are very romantic. They are looking for approval, so take notice. They have a sensitive ego and are easily hurt, particularly by loved ones, but they don't like to show their pain. Because the Leos have got pride.
I was going to say, it's that pride, it's that projection of self, isn't it?
Yeah. Then we've got Virgo energy is down to earth and practical. Virgo is the sign of service and will often desire to help partners in practical ways, offering advice and assistance, although sometimes when they are not asked. Virgo's gift is analysis, which can be a great asset, but also a liability when applied to scrutinizing every word, thought, and action. Virgos, I'm talking to you. Stop overthinking things. Virgo love expression does well when it can share a pursuit or goal with a partner.
Oh, that's nice.
So stop overanalyzing, Virgo. Just go with it.
Just go with it. Just go with it. Share it with your partner.
So Libra. Librans are often concerned with the intellectual... Sorry, no, my mistake. Libra expresses its love nature through sharing artistic pursuits and interests. Libras are often concerned with the intellectual communication behind art, music, decorating, and sculpture. Libra energy is also concerned with fairness. Libra is a sign of the scales, and the real challenge of Libra is to balance the relationship. Libra influenced people must learn to balance their own needs with those of their partners. So Libran will always allow you to finish as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody's happy.
Exactly.
I like that.
Scorpio, here we go. So Scorpio energy is powerful and sometimes dark and mysterious. Scorpio loves to solve mysteries and explore the unknown and things that are often considered taboo by traditional society. Sexuality plays a strong role in the expression of Scorpio, so the Scorpio will express his or her love nature through sex, though not always romance. Scorpio emotions often run deep, but such people often have a hard time sharing these emotions and revealing them to the light of day. Scorpio people are often very intuitive. So they get the feels. They know who's going to be into their freaky deaky side.
Yeah, they can like a bit of the radar.
Yeah, exactly.
Know who it is.
Sagittarius energy is all about freedom. This force likes to explore and have different adventures. Passionate and jovial, this love nature likes to share different cultural experiences and topics such as language, philosophy, history, and spirituality. Who knew that Sagittarians were so deep?
I didn't realize.
I mean, no tea, no shade to my Sagittarius, but Sagittarius can be very physical and enjoy games and athletics. Oh God! So they want to do backflips in the bedroom.
Oh gosh.
Sagittarius people want a relationship that will help them expand their awareness and shy away from those with too many restrictions and limitations. They might
Ooh.
take the role of teacher, mentor, or student.
Bit of a swap of roles there.
So we have 3 more. So Capricorn. A keyword for Capricorn is responsibility, which Capricorn takes seriously. Love expressed in this way may seem formal, but will often have an old world politeness and charm. Capricorns will strive to climb the ladder to care for a partner, but must watch out to not take responsibility for that partner. Capricorn is about honor, though a somewhat stoic exterior can often hide a more passionate and fun streak, since Pan, the goat god, is a symbol of Capricorn, the mountain goat.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Then we have Aquarius.
It's Aquarius.
Aquarian energy is innovative. Aquarians express love in unorthodox and unusual ways. They can be modern thinkers and have strange ideas about relationships, although a strong expression of this energy is equality and universal brotherhood or sisterhood. Aquarians often seem detached from their emotions and relationships. Aquarian energy does well when sharing a social cause or goal.
Oh, sharing a social cause.
Oh, they're all about humanitarian causes, Aquarians, all like peace and love bunnies. And lastly, Pisces energy is highly sensitive to emotions, but those with it sometimes don't realize that others are not as sensitive as they are. They need to learn to communicate with partners. Piscean love can express itself through the desire to share creativity, imagination, and spirituality. Challenges for Pisces energy are self-sacrifice, escapism, addictions, lack of boundaries, and depression. Oh, sorry, Pisces. That sounds
I was going to say,
wow.
That was not quite what I thought.
But do we want to go to the juicy stuff?
Yes.
I want to know who the freaks are in the bedroom. Let's go back to the top of the list, shall we?
Have a look. Okay.
And by the way, this is where I'm doing all tea, all shade, all pink lemonade. Like, yeah.
Yes.
So
whose energy do we need to call on when going into this?
So when your Venus or Mars is in Aries, sex is best when it's spontaneous and unrestricted. Oh. These people melt when their partner gives themselves to them innocently and purely. Some of them look for trouble in love and are addicted to the conquest. Their heads are erogenous zones. They love it when you mess up their hair and grab their face when they're making love. They can be rather selfish in bed and quick. They can get impatient.
No happy ending for everybody there.
No. They can get impatient with too much foreplay, preferring to get right to the point. Sometimes aggressive and generally fast, these lovers are sincere and enthusiastic in their sexual expression, but not always constant. Their desires are powerful indeed. While other signs may be most aroused by the romance of the moment, people with this position are especially aroused by their partner's sexual organs, plain and simple. These people fall in and out of crush easily. They only feel alive when they have someone to desire. So if you're as I said, if Venus or Mars is there, Aries, they want to have fun.
Yep.
I mean, it's a fire sign. They're all about the phallic.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like just wham, bam, thank you, man. Give it to me hard, and then let's move on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Next.
Taurus.
Oh, Taurus.
So when Venus or Mars is in Taurus, the sexual nature involves all of the senses. Touch and smell are supremely important to these lovers. They are the most physical of sexual partners. No frill sex is quite fine as long as the mood is right and there is plenty of physical contact. These lovers don't have a reputation for spontaneity or variety, but they are good at what they do nonetheless, simply because they are truly right there with you. Abstaining is especially difficult for Taurus, so finding a regular partner is particularly important. Their sexual stamina during lovemaking is long-lasting and steady. Ooh. Though generally patient, their style is natural and physical, and intellectualizing the sex act would only serve to baffle Taurus. Oh. Moving on to Gemini. Well, this isn't your sun sign. This is
wait. Oh no, that's right.
Where's your Venus and Mars?
I don't know.
Oh, I have it saved on my computer, but
should have looked at it.
It's okay. We can look it up later.
I'll look it up after.
So, when Venus or Mars is in Gemini, use words in bed with them. Talk turns them on, and they love to kiss. Oral pleasures are extra special for these lovers. Ooh. They love role playing as long as it is varied. They are generally fun in bed if you can forgive their sudden bursts of speech during the act. To you, an intellectual conversation may interrupt lovemaking, but to them, it's just extended foreplay.
Oh.
Sometimes given to trying too much in one session, these lovers are enthusiastic and curious about all kinds of sexual expression. Still, many people with this position are not wanton lovers. The Gemini tendency to overthink brings up all of the buts and what ifs surrounding sex. They are less driven by their desires than they are by their intellect.
Oh.
So if your Venus or Mars is in Gemini,
it's all about the talk.
I'm waiting for the poetry and the
Yeah,
Romeo, wherefore art thou? A bit of role play with some Romeo and Juliet costuming, or Romeo and Romeo, whoever.
And then, yeah, that's true, whoever. And then in the middle of it, have a bit of a chat.
So here's where it's interesting. My sun sign's in Cancer, and so is my Venus. So my Venus is in Cancer, which is I'm about to read next, but my Mars is in Scorpio. So we'll see where mine goes. So when Venus or Mars is in Cancer, you'll get one of the most sensitive and sweet lovers. When they're not pouting, they are romantic and gooey with you.
Pouting, I love it.
They are turned on by slave scenarios.
Oh.
And they may like it when you're a little mean and aggressive in bed, as long as they know you love them. Some of them are excited with the idea of making a baby, and others just love the idea of being all yours in bed. They are known as the sign most attracted to breasts, and they might masculine and feminine stereotypes, at least in fantasy. They don't always let you know what turns them on and expect you to intuit their sexual needs. Their style in bed is protective and soothing, devoted and emotional, romantic and sentimental touches add something special to the equation, especially for Venus in Cancer, which is me. I love a good cuddle sesh.
Love a cuddle.
A Cancerian is going to want to cuddle and spoon, especially if they can wrap their hands around you and touch your chest. Boobs, chest, whichever, male, female, depending on what we're talking about. They love a bit of that. I'm not sure about waterboating because I'm not into girls, but is it waterboating? Waterboarding. Waterboating. I don't even know what the word is for it. You know when they I won't talk about you. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I'm trying to think. I don't actually know the correct terminology.
I don't straight very well. So when Venus or Mars is in Leo, the fantasies often revolve around devotion and attention. These people are most turned on when their partner thinks they are gods or goddesses. Although they will take care of their partners in bed, their natural inclination is to get off themselves.
Oh, they're a bit looky-loo, look after me.
Yeah. Their pride in their lovemaking compels them to try to be the best in bed. While some want to mate, they can show off. Many prefer not to have two signs in the same household. Sorry, two stars in the same household. Two stars, not two signs, two stars. In other words, they want to be the star of the show. They just
want to be the star of the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all look at me.
Yeah, they can be quite possessive and jealous, although they'll often try to hide this fact. In fact, they may put their partners to the test every now and then, and the more insecure ones will demand the world from their partners, if only to have them prove their love. They are prone to fibbing when it comes to love and sex, as they are out to impress their mates. They're attracted to inequality and sexual scenarios. However, they won't let you always play the knave. They are attracted to seeing you in the most regal of scenarios too. It is hard for these people to separate love and sex. Even their most erotic sexual fantasies are infused with love and affection. They can sometimes come on too strong. I shouldn't have paused there. That's
I was about to say, I was like, what's coming next?
You come on too strong and get impatient when their needs are not met soon enough, but you may appreciate their direct sexual expression and their openness in bed.
There you go.
How many have we done so far? I'm just quickly checking. So we've done 5 of them. Okay. That's a lot of talking. So when Venus or Mars is in Virgo, there is generally a healthy attitude towards sex. Sex to them is a bodily function necessary for health and general well-being. Everyday stresses and tensions are released in sex, whether it's with others or with themselves. They are turned on by people who have largely gone unnoticed. Simple and sweet is the way they like their bed partners. They also get turned on by the idea that they are your slave. They love doing little things for you and get worked up when they know you appreciate all the things they do. They can be a little insecure about their own bodies, and they make up for it by paying close attention to the methods of turning you on. They are very respectful of your likes and dislikes and focus on the things that have had the most success. So I personally think that the Virgos are like the closet whips and chains, like,
Yes.
they like to play off
They-
that they're the
I was about
virgin.
to say, yeah, like they like to give that image of innocent and
But it's just an image. Let's be honest. Come on, Virgos. I want to hear from you. If you're a Virgo or
let us know.
or your Venus or Mars is in Virgo, I want to hear from
Yeah.
you. Do you have that little secretive
Bit of something
side of you that wants to,
underneath.
like,
Yeah,
tie me up
yeah.
every once in a while kind of thing? I want to know. Moving on to Libra. When Venus or
Okay.
Mars is in Libra, extra care is taken to please the partner.
Oh.
Of course, everything has to be fair and just with them.
Fair. I was going to say, yeah, balanced.
Oh,
Everybody's
God.
getting a happy ending. But
Yep.
you know what? Everyone's getting a happy ending. That's good.
These people can be provocative in a quiet way. Their need for balance and perfection in their relationship may manifest itself in all the wrong moments. In bed, these lovers want things to be balanced. They love working on getting things right and are especially turned on by role-playing sex games. They have a strong need for change and growth in their sexual expression. They are givers in bed, but they fully expect you to give equally in return. Don't piss off a Libran in the bedroom.
Out.
Although they can be pushed around for a time, their lovers must be aware that the best way to keep Libra lovers happy is to keep everything fair. These lovers can be a little picky when it comes to mood and atmosphere while making love. Virgo is all too often assigned this trait, but our experience suggests that Libra is the pickiest of lovers.
Ah.
Make them happy, however, and you have a lover who is going to think about you and your needs. These lovers can charm the birds out of the trees when they want to. Oh, here we go. Here's my kinky side. My Mars is in Scorpio. When Venus or Mars is in Scorpio, the sexual nature can be quite complex. These lovers generally share a common interest and depth in their sexual desires, but they vary in expression depending on their level of development. Some enjoy power and are attracted to breaking taboos. These lovers are willing to do almost anything and they enjoy full body pleasures. Others express their needs for control by being unavailable and abstaining for long periods of time, giving in only when they feel their partner is deserving.
Oh,
You spicy little minxes,
yeah,
you Scorpios.
Only deserving.
Whatever their nature, they have a way that promises commitment and intensity in bed. They are provocative but private. Most will never kiss and tell. Sex is intimate and personal for Scorpio, but their fantasies are full ranging. Oh, the Scorpio has got all the sex toys. They've got all the sex swings. They've got all the whips and chains and handcuffs. They've got fucking everything. They come prepared.
That's right.
They are prepared. Next minute, you like go into their room, they push a button, something turns around, and it's like dominatrix.
Yes, like from the spy movies and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna cuddle and kiss you. And then they're just gonna graciously like push a button. And the next minute, your hands are like stuck against the wall, and like they're like whoosh. I'm just kidding. I love you, Scorpios, but you bitches are into that shit. Does that mean I have an undercurrent of that?
I was about to say that's you with it as well. That's your lust, isn't it? Mars is lust.
So it's like, do it again and call me bad names. Oh my God. I hope my mum's not listening to this episode. Oh, hi, Karen. Hi, Karen.
I'll tell her not to listen to this one.
No, she can. It's okay. We're not talking about too much stuff.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. So when Venus or Mars is in Sag, sex is treated rather like a sport.
Oh.
These lovers are direct and forthcoming with their desires and needs. They have an almost innocent frankness about them, and they love to have fun in bed. Laughing and roughhousing are huge turn-ons. They're actually a bit selfish in sex, and their need to get off will almost always be expressed. Games are acceptable for Sagittarius lovers, just as long as they are not too time-consuming or intricate.
Just don't take too long.
They have little patience with people playing hard to get or beating around the bush. The same goes for too much seriousness or romancing. The best way to approach sex with these people is to just do it and then talk about it after the fact, if need be.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Sag likes you to play games. Just not too many games.
Just not too many, and they don't go too long.
No, they just want the quickie.
Yeah.
Quickie. In and out, done. Finished,
bam,
over.
thank you, ma'am.
Exactly.
That's it.
When Venus or Mars is in Capricorn, sex that is straightforward and simple is generally best. Oh, poor Capricorn.
Oh, darling.
I mean, I love you, but like, oh, straightforward and simple. Okay.
Just get
So they're
down to
just the normal, just one on
Yep.
top of the other, simple.
Done.
No missionary,
Awesome.
no legs in the air, no doggy style. They just want their normal
Everybody's just, normal.
vanilla.
Everybody's happy.
Not vanilla. The reputation for Capricorn lovers is an attraction to experienced and sometimes older partners.
Oh.
I'm just pondering that for a second. My husband's a Capricorn. I'm like, hang on.
Yeah, but is it his Venus and Mars though?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to
Yeah,
check
see,
it. I'd have
because
to
it's
check.
might
Yeah.
not be that.
They often prefer strong, powerful lovers who display some sort of authority or know-how. These lovers prefer a certain measure of discretion. Oh, see that?
Oh.
But see that he does have.
see.
You don't talk about
Oh,
sex.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Capricorn is an earth sign, and this earthiness shows up in love-making style. It's generally no frills that is most appealing to these lovers. They can be quite happy with consistency, as variety is less important to them than is security and sexual expression. However, their sexuality is deep and powerful. They are often quite private about what goes on in the bedroom, although some will want others to know that they are on top of things in their sex life. They generally won't get into messy details. So secretive. Come on, Capricorn. Have a sex conversation every now and again. It's okay to talk about sex.
It's okay. Sex positive now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we only have 2 more. When Venus or Mars is in Aquarius, there is a take it or leave it style that can be sexy or maddening depending on the audience. They don't have a reputation for warmth in bed, although they may think the other way around, because at least in theory, they are open-minded. This is so true. Aquarians like to imagine they've got this big, amazing sex life, but
in reality, might not be.
It's all here. It's not here, but we live
the
here.
Fantasy.
Not here. Yeah, the fantasy, exactly. They give off an air of being savvy and cool. Sex from a distance, when you are not actually there physically or in theory, is often where they shine. So they like to have phone sex or Zoom sex. They like to sext you and have that eroticism in your mind of what you'd be doing to them.
It's all the
mind stuff. Fantasy,
the mind stuff.
That is why cyber or phone sex or affairs that don't break up marriages can be especially attractive to these folks. They are most intrigued when you are not, as detachment can be a real turn on for them. And again, the idea of sex is generally more exciting to these lovers than the actual act. Their fantasies often involve getting caught, and they are attracted to people who are a little offbeat or odd.
Oh, so the whole hard to get thing
it's a turn on for them.
Yeah.
Not like Sagittarius.
No.
And lastly, we have when Venus or Mars is in Pisces, a subtle approach to flirting and sex is taken on. These lovers are generally open to all of the avenues of sexual expression, especially with the nooks and crannies. They are forgiving and bending, and they are generally willing to please. At times romantic and gooey, these lovers are actually a bit like chameleons. It's hard to pin them down to any one style. They may talk a lot one evening and be withdrawn the next. In fact, they prefer non-verbal expressions of love and are attracted to imbalance. Self-sacrifice, compassion, and even religion can be mixed into their sexual expression. This is very true. Pisceans love a good spiritual connection.
I was going to say, it's this whole spiritual connection thing, isn't it? It's beyond.
Pisceans will absolutely love some ritualistic sex magic.
Yeah.
They will love that.
Yeah.
100%.
The whole sacred sex thing would be.
That's my Lilith is in Pisces. So I want the whips and chains. I want the ritualistic circle, and then I want to cuddle afterwards.
Yeah, but I want to cuddle.
Oh my God. So they're very sensitive, but will almost always forgive you. They'll even let you go if you so desire and love you forever anyways. Although they can be shy and yielding, these lovers can sometimes find them maddeningly detached and spaced. Their fantasies are intricate and detailed, and they are attracted to the downtrodden or needy. So they want the person who anyway.
Who needs
moving along. But so
wow.
I wanted to do that just because I think it's a little bit fun.
To
talk about astrology in that light. So
I was gonna say, because it's not how we normally talk about astrology.
No, we always talk about all their they're driven and they're career focused and this.
Yeah.
I want to know who the freaks are.
Yeah.
I want to know who's into some closet BDSM. Like I want to know who's into the water sports and the scat play. Like Sorry, I've gotten a little bit too. My
Too
Mars in
much.
Scorpio is coming
Oh,
out
here we
now.
go. See, like you've just fed it a little bit. Now it's starting to rise.
Yeah. Like, anyway, so coming back from that,
Yes. Let's go back from there.
so one other thing that we didn't really touch on, and I think it's important. Did we touch on it?
I'm not sure.
Soulmates, other half.
We didn't
being
really
whole.
touch it. We only kind of glossed over it a little bit, and I think it's a really, really important thing to kind of talk about.
Because like oftentimes when people are talking about love magic, they're mainly thinking about attracting a partner and they're wanting to attract their soulmate, and
or like the twin flame
thing
is very big at the moment as well.
Like twin flames, exactly. So the thing is that I want to say this to you as both a coach as well as a spiritual practitioner, as well as someone who just loves love, because I'm a Cancer.
Because you're a Cancer.
So your soulmate, like, and I've said it as well, like I've introduced Chris as my other half, my better half, my whatever half.
Yes. Isn't that just the go-to thing?
It
Isn't
is.
How we describe the other person is that they're our other half.
But in reality, they don't complete you.
No.
They complement you.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. Big thing. We're not broken. We're not half.
We don't need another half to make us whole.
That's right. We're not looking for somebody else to make us whole, because if we're looking for that, it's not genuine. It's not from that place.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you need to make sure that you're approaching it from the position of I am complete. I don't need you to complete me.
No.
It's that I'm complete in myself, but I need you to compliment me, as in not pay me compliments like, oh my God, you're so hot.
No.
Well, then
Which is always good.
It's always good, especially when you're about to get it on. Like, you want to be complimented.
You want to be complimented.
Oh, wow. I'm pleasantly surprised by what's under there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes. So yes, compliments are good, but that's not the type we
we mean compliment, not compliment. Compliment. So they're supposed to be like your complimentary person. So for example, as I was saying, like Chris has taught me to harden up a bit. Have a cup of concrete and harden the fuck up, not be so fucking mushy. And I've taught him not to be such a cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah.
As in, because that's how people perceive him. First off, he's very cold because he's a Capricorn.
Yeah.
He's just that ice queen on the outside, but he's warm and fuzzy on the inside if he just lets you in.
And you're like teaching.
And I'm hard on the
outside.
Like I'm all clingy and needy, but on the inside, I can be the big, like I'm actually the ice queen.
Yeah.
Like you fuck with me, you're dead to me. Dead to me.
Yeah.
You do not even exist in my realm, dimension, or anything.
It's gone, done. You finished.
You're dead.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just gone.
Because I'm a water sign. We're cold and wet. Oh God.
I was just saying, it's just
talking about being wet.
It's getting worse and worse as we go on.
Oh look, well I've got triple water, so I must be moist in places that you wouldn't even want to know. Because I've got Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio all in my love signs. Everything that's about sex and love in my sign is water sign.
You basically go from like every extreme within there.
I go from spirituality to love and affection to like freaky deaky.
Yes, you've got them all. I love it.
I want to know what you are now, damn it.
I know. Well, I did just quickly have a look.
Oh, you looked.
I did.
Do tell.
Did. So
reveal yourself.
Okay, so my sun is Gemini, as we all know.
So you like poetry.
Venus, I like poetry. Venus is Taurus.
Oh, so you like people doing like like the other again? Expressions of love through like food and all of that stuff.
Yeah, showing that.
Food and music and whatnot. Yeah, showing that's like your love language is to receive gifts, material gifts.
I do like food.
And it's you like people to buy you things. Well, that's your love language. You like gifts.
Oh, I'm not that materialistic.
No, but apparently you are.
Apparently I am. And my Mars is in Libra.
Oh, so you want to make sure that everyone gets a happy ending.
Everybody's getting happy endings.
Oh, you're so like... just joking. I'm not going to shame you. I'm not doing any sex shaming here. I'm just throwing shade because I can. No.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, you can. Yes.
Oh, this is so awesome.
I know.
So, like just...
I guess going back to we're not halves. We're already whole as we are, and it's somebody that you want to walk side by side with in this journey, not have to be carried by or completed by.
But if you are intrigued to do a love spell, like it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
about attracting a partner. It can just be about improving
No.
yourself. Like there's a beautiful little spell that I read in one of the books by Christopher Penczak. Yes, you all know I'm a huge fan. And it's actually how to do a self-love ritual. So you can just get 5 pink candles and you charge them with the intention of self-love.
Yeah.
And then you place them around in a circle. And then you get a copper coin, because copper, what most people don't know, is a mineral that it turns green.
Yes.
And green is one of the colors of love. Pink and green are the colors of love because the heart
Yeah,
chakra.
heart chakra.
So you get a copper coin, which is hard to get these days, but
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say
can
that's
get them.
actually a bit hard.
Like we still have 1 and 2 cent pieces floating
Yeah,
around
we've
somewhere.
got them around.
Or you could just make one copper coin.
Yeah, copper
And then anyway, so you put the copper coin in the circle once you've done it, cast the spell and whatnot, and then basically with the intention of self-love, and then you're supposed to keep it on your person, so not with your coins because it's a specific coin. You either put it in your left pocket or in a little pouch, or you can put it in your bra. Just don't forget it's in there when you take your bra off.
I was going to say that's always the kicker at the end.
Or in your shoe. And the intention, because your left side is the receiving and the emotional side, it's the feminine side.
Yep,
so it's going to be drawing all that energy in, and it's that emotional connection for self-love. So it's a really nice little ritual that you can do, and then just allow the candles to burn out.
Yes, that's always a really important thing in all of your spells and things when you're doing candle work. Let the candles burn out, unless it's specified.
Yeah, I mean, I've got candles burning, but this is like for show.
Yes, it's not.
I'm not doing a spell right now because this will be a very long spell.
Yeah, that's right.
As with these,
that's it. It'll take.
I think these are like. I think there might be 60-hour candles.
I was about to say 50 or 60 usually.
I think they're a 60-hour candle. Like it's just ridiculous.
But that's beautiful, and it's such a big important thing is the self-love part.
Yeah, absolutely. But then there's also like from sex magic side of things, like there's also other things like oftentimes like people that are into like sex magic, there's a bit of a crossover as well with other areas of life. Like for example, BDSM culture and witches. Often there's a bit of a crossover. That
fringe, isn't it? Yeah.
Because we all sit on the fringe, like the BDSM culture that are all into like whips and chains and all that kind of stuff and whatever else, and into kink and leather, especially in the gay community. I mean, the leather, shout out to any leather fans out there. Like I applaud you all for having the confidence to wear a leather harness to a club.
Yes.
I could never wear one because I'm a little bit too insecure being
I was about to say I'm too insecure about my body to be doing that.
But I think that it's like kudos to you for having that confidence to wear that kind of stuff out in a club and stuff. But then there's also things like tantra. Like spirituality, sacred spirituality through sex. Because a lot of people think tantric sex is actually all about sex
like
itself.
Pretzel in weird ways.
No,
like that, which is
because tantra is all about arousal through touch.
Yeah.
So it's about the breath on the skin or a feather caressing the area, or
it's actually it's the opposite almost of.
It's almost like no sex.
Yeah.
It's through other forms of arousal.
Yeah.
And like
it's very much about the energy,
running your lips really close to the skin, or breathing ever so lightly on their neck, or like this is revealing a little bit too much, but like I knew someone when I was single back in my young days who used to have this obsession with asking me to put an ice cube in my mouth when doing nipple play.
Oh, wow!
Because they like that.
They like that
cold sensation.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a bit weird because then I'm like half choking on a bloody ice cube.
I'm not.
We're not talking about down there. We're talking about here.
Yes, I was wondering where that was going. No. I'm like, wow, that would be.
No. Oh, that would no. Let's not go there. Because you need to practice safe sex, and safe sex doesn't just mean condoms and dental dams and stuff.
No,
safe sex also means don't put things in your mouth that you're going to choke on.
Yeah, that's right. It's
or side note, only because it's a big thing. We've talked about this in Crystal episode. Using crystal phallic objects for self-pleasure.
Yes.
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Because it is a very hard, sharp object.
I mean, I'm sure they round it very well, but
just be careful.
Still, yes. Oh,
you're right.
Yeah.
But just be very careful because, like, obviously, and this goes for males and females, sticking things in orifices, you need to make sure you're using appropriate forms of water-based lubrication and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, being sanitary with the item, making sure it's clean.
That's the other thing.
But also not putting things in that shouldn't be put in and then having them lodge there because...
You don't
then you
want
have to
that
go to the
ER.
hospital and
I was
have
going
to
to
get
say,
it
you don't want the
removed.
emergency room thing
No.
happening.
No.
Let's face it, nobody wants
So
that.
we're not shaming anyone that does that. If you're into that,
No.
great. Especially if you've got
But just be
Scorpio in your sign.
aware. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be our Scorpios.
Yeah.
But it's everything. It's just having that awareness and being informed, having awareness.
And by the way, it doesn't also have to be about like penetration.
No.
Like, because sex magic can actually be about, like, for example, like I've partaken in ritualistic masturbation before.
Yeah.
It's a form of raising the energy.
It's the same. It can either be with somebody else or by yourself.
Or by yourself.
Yeah, it's still the same kind of energy, and it's a very powerful energy that's raised.
You're literally creating fertility energy, like literally.
Life
What
force
you
energy,
use it for
really,
is
isn't it?
obviously up for debate. But anyway,
but you said, yeah, that's right. But it's about setting that, again, like with all sort of rituals and things, it's setting that intention and directing that energy.
Yeah,
as well.
Because especially being a gay man, like we are shamed a lot for our sexual practices.
Yeah.
In many ways, not just from religious, but also cultural, societal
I was
shaming.
gonna say it's a cultural thing, like a societal thing.
Which is almost why I think, because you and I were having a conversation off camera about like the fetish culture in the gay community is huge.
It's a big
people
thing.
are all into like leather and underwear fetishes and like dressing up in female underwear and whatever. That's a big thing in the gay community, not because of any gender things, but just because we're so sexually suppressed by society. We tend to be, well, not everyone, but a lot of people I know tend to be a little bit more out there when it comes to their sexual like, appetite.
I guess it's already seen sort of socially, I guess, that you've already gone that one step. So what's the
why not just let go and just go all the way?
Yeah.
Because like I've done a lot of work with healing my sexuality, meaning all the hang-ups that I had about sex and about
that's a big
my
thing.
sexual expression.
Yeah.
Which is important. So that's another thing, that if you're wanting to do some form of a spell or ritual, you could do it through a sexual act of like removing that shame and that guilt.
Yeah, healing those sacred wounds, those wounds around sexuality.
Or reclaiming your lost power, like your sexual power, because sex can be such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
When done consensually and used in the right way.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I don't know whether this is the water sign in me that's talking, but like when you find a partner that you can be completely compatible with sexually, but then also is able to, you have that spiritual romantic connection with.
There's that other layer.
I mean, for a water sign, this appeals, but it just elevates it to that next ecstatic level. And like, if you think of it in the history, like shamans and medicine people and other forms of spiritual leaders, they would often talk about like spiritual sex, like where you'd go on a journey and have sex with the god or goddess energy. Like all the gods and goddesses were sexualized. I mean, if you think of Greco-Roman,
I was going to say,
it's all about the nakedness.
Yeah, that's right. That's
and
what
a lot of them were
all portrayed.
Yeah, and like Pan was often portrayed with an erect penis.
Yes, yeah, that's the other part. Whereas now that's like such a no kind of thing.
Yeah, but so it's like, it's one of those things that, like, I mean, I don't know if this is an overshare, but who cares? It's Witchin and Bitchin. If people listening this far into the episode, they deserve to hear this.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I've had that experience before where I've been doing some form of journeying work and I've had a sexual experience in my journey.
Yeah.
Some people who are not spiritually inclined will write it off as some kind of wild fantasy. But it felt very, very real.
I was about to say, it felt very, very real. That's right.
And I mean, as a man, when when you're aroused, there's no
hiding that.
No. And when you come out of a meditation or journey and you're like,
it's that,
it happened.
That really was. That wasn't just okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. Because it is a real thing.
It's happened. I've had it happen to me before. And it's like, I mean, it happens to most boys when they're coming of age through things like wet dreams and stuff. But I'm talking next level spiritual shit here.
Yeah, like it's next level. That's astral.
Astral, like you go off to some place, you meet some person, or they come visit you and do things to your body while you're journeying. It actually happens. But anyway, so in summary, for all of this,
I was going to say, in summary.
Let's summarize, yes, because I feel like this has been a bit of a long one, but
I know that's what I was thinking.
I think it's a good episode.
But it's
to
a
cover.
big, and that's it. It's such a big topic, and I know that often it can be seen as quite narrow, that it's just about a partner or it's just about attracting somebody or whatever. But it's such a much bigger bigger topic.
Like we haven't even talked about correspondences or gods or practices or necessarily spells or anything specific.
No, that's
We've kind of gone
right.
high level, a couple of little
Yeah.
nuggets. So this is our invitation to you in a very sex positive and love positive manner. Like if there's something you want us to delve more deeply on,
yeah, let us know.
let us know. Like,
and if you want to be, we don't have to do a shout out or anything
No,
like that.
definitely
If
not.
like, don't worry about that. It's nothing. We don't have to do anything like that. So yeah, please let us know what sort of things are you interested or would like to delve into a little bit.
Do you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to send this to. I want to send this to Colin. The sections that spoken at the star signs. I almost want to hear whether
I would love
he has
to
any
hear him
takes on
say
it.
it.
I thought of this after the fact. I'm like, I should have asked him to give us a little.
We should have, yes.
Shout out about each of the star signs from a love and sex perspective.
Yeah.
I might even just do that off camera and see if he'll just do something.
Yeah.
Like let's just do a mini-sode or I don't know.
Yeah, like it's
Colin,
little
if you are listening.
Yeah, this seems to be our way, doesn't it?
If you are listening, we would love to hear what is Colin Bedell's take on love and sex across the star signs.
Yes. I love this.
I want to see if was I close?
Yeah.
Because I've done it through tarot. Because that often comes up for me, like when it comes up to like.
Because I mean that's another avenue that you can use as well.
I haven't even touched that. That's a whole other topic.
Other topic as well. But I guess so. The big things in summary: self-love is the big thing.
First and foremost.
Self-love and making yourself feel good, and when you feel good about yourself, then you're a lot more open to receiving. Making sure you're not blocking, unconsciously blocking.
Unconscious blocking, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Consent. Everything comes down to consent. Yes.
Informed and consensual.
And it's okay to say no.
Yes, it is very, 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 I cannot stress this enough, very, 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 very okay to say no.
Very, 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 very,
very, very, very. Sorry, I don't want to make light of it, but I want to really emphasize that point.
Do you know what I just thought of? Instead of doing
something that we don't do.
Instead of saying what is love at the start, I should have got let's talk about sex, baby.
Oh yes,
let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. Anyway, I'll stop now. For more karaoke, sign up to
I was going to say we just get to have a karaoke album. So that'll be lovely.
But no. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we have enjoyed doing it.
Have a chat. I love it.
And making Vicky get all blushed.
I was going to say, make me like I'm like an old lady. I'm like an old fruity old lady.
I love it. I love it though. It's like I'm the freaky dicky one in this.
I know.
In this twosome.
This thing. Yeah. Well, I'm plain and boring apparently. In mine, Taurus and Libra.
No, as long as they read your poetry, give you gifts, and make sure that everyone's happy at the end.
Everybody's happy. But see, that's it. I like to make sure everybody's happy.
Whereas, anyway, let's not revisit.
No, let's not revisit. No. So thanks all for listening this far.
Yep. See you soon.
We hope you've enjoyed it. See ya. Bye.